we've got ESPN's ranks of WNBA players right now. And Caitlin Clark is really high. One could argue she's not high enough. But I think it's pretty surprising for a lot of these folks. I will tell you this straight up. Angel Reese ain't nowhere to be found in the top 10. She's not involved. You're not here. Sorry, but not sorry. You're not to be seen. So let's all get a laugh together here, because this is the list, and you see the list, right? Well, I don't see. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you see Angel Reese on this list?
We've got ESPN's ranks of WNBA players right now, and Caitlin Clark is really high. One could argue she's not high enough, but I think it's pretty surprising for a lot of these folks. I will tell you this straight up, Angel Reese ain't nowhere to be found in the top 10. She not involved. All you're not here. Sorry, but not sorry. You're not to be seen. Here we go again. Angel Reese is an absolute shambles after ESPN's latest 2025 rankings dropped, and let's just say reality hit harder than any defender she's boxed out this season. Reese thought she was the undisputed queen of the court, walking around with that "I'm the face of women's basketball" energy, but ESPN had other plans, ranking her not in the top 5, not even the top 10, but 12th. That's right, 12th. And let's be honest, this is still too high, but anyway, looks like the crown slipped. Now she's out here reacting like someone stole her favorite pair of designer sunglasses, full in meltdown mode. Maybe ESPN just watched her recent blooper reel at Unrivaled. So let's all get a laugh together here, because this is the list and you see the list right. Well, I don't see, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you see Angel Reese on this list? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she's sitting pretty in second place, completely unbothered, letting her game do the talking while Reese scrambles to save face. It's wild, because not too long ago people were actually trying to force this rivalry, comparing Reese to Clark like it was a real debate, remember? When even the commissioner was in on the action. Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979, when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black, and so we had that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. Well, consider that conversation officially over. The gap isn't just clear, it's embarrassing. Clark didn't even have to break a sweat, and yet she's miles ahead while Reese is somewhere, probably rage scrolling through her mentions, trying to tweet through the pain. Don't believe me? Here's proof. Let's be real for a second. This is downright humiliating for Angel Reese. She had all the hype, all the media attention, and all the trash talk. She built her brand around being that girl, the so-called game changer. But when the dust settled and it was time to back it up, she's sitting outside the top 10. Clutching her participation trophy. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, she's been minding her business, dropping triple-doubles, shattering 62 records, and casually redefining what it means to be a superstar in sports. No gimmicks, no excuses, is just straight-up dominance. Okay, and lo and behold, I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen number 2. They had Caitlin Clark. I say, really? And please spare me that, but she's a double-double machine. Argument, double-doubles are cool and all, but you know what's cooler? Being the actual reason people tune into games. ESPN used to have this weird anti-Clark energy, like they were allergic to admitting she was that girl, but guess what? Even they couldn't deny it anymore. She is the needle. No, a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, the numbers don't lie, the stats don't lie, and now finally the rankings don't lie either. Meanwhile, Angel Reese fans are out here squinting at the list, scrolling down desperately, trying to find her name like it's hidden in the fine print. Sorry to break it to you, but 12th place isn't exactly superstar status. It's like showing up to an exclusive VIP party thinking you're the guest of honor, only to get stuck waiting outside while Caitlin Clark's already inside, owning the room. The Caitlin Clark haters really tried it, pushing every narrative they could to make it seem like Reese was on her level, but now silence, crickets. It's almost peaceful without all that noise, isn't it? Angel Reese is the most unskilled bad basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skill. She has energy. She has an attitude. She'll rebound you the basketball, great, nothing else. She has no and that, and she would I give. She's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have Nothing to do with basketball, and let's not even pretend this would be the same story if the roles were reversed. Imagine if Caitlin Clark was ranked 12th while Angel Reese sat comfortably at number 2. The internet would be on fire. Sports shows would dedicate entire segments to it. Reese's fans would be celebrating like they won the WNBA championship, but now that Reese is the one sitting at 12th, suddenly rankings don't matter. Oh, now ESPN's list is irrelevant. Funny how that works. Convenient, isn't it? If we did go off of how much winning Caitlin was doing, how she was contributing to winning, and then going off the viewership and all that, oh yeah, for sure I think Caitlin should have won. The reality is rankings do matter, especially when you built your whole persona around people watch women's basketball. For me too, and Caitlin Clark, she's sitting at number 2, though let's be honest, she should probably be number 1, but that's cool. She doesn't need to be at the very top of the list. To prove she's the base of women's basketball, she's already done that with her record-breaking performances, packed arenas, and jaw-dropping highlights. This ranking, it's just confirmation of what we've known all along. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, yikes, and now she knows it to the point that even when she's on the basketball court, she's aware, like, this ain't really my thing. Let me get this hot potato out of my hand into somebody that knows what they're doing with as soon as possible. You got to see this clip. This is a 3-on-3 basketball game. Angel Reese strips a player at 1 and go, runs down court with the basketball 3-4 steps ahead of everybody, has an easy layup and throws it to the girl behind her. What's even funnier is that ESPN must have finally caught up on reality. Caitlin has become undeniable. Remember last season when, for reasons that defied all logic, ESPN actually ranked Angel Reese above Caitlin Clark on the rookie list? Yes, above the same Caitlin Clark who was out here breaking records like it was her side hustle, pulling up from the logo and making defenders question their life choices. And what was Reese doing? Vibing, that's about it. And this is ESPN's list, y'all, not mine, so don't be chirping getting mad if your fave isn't at the top. So at number 1 we have Cameron Brink, number 2 Angel Reese, number 3 Kate Martin, 4 Rhea Jackson, 5 Julie Vano, and 6 Caitlin Clark. Now the truth is out and the rankings reflect reality. Caitlin Clark isn't just great, she's a generational talent, and Angel Reese maybe next time. Less talking, more hooping. Sure, Angel Reese pulled down some rebounds, credit where it's due, but outside of that, what were we really looking at? A walking highlight reel of missed shots, lackluster defense, and an offensive bag that's emptier than a vend machine after midnight. Yet somehow, despite all the bricklaying and defensive lapses, she was crowned as one of the top rookies, even earning a Rookie of the Year vote. Fast forward to today and it seems like the experts have finally opened their eyes. Maybe they actually watch the games, maybe they stopped believing the TikTok hype, or maybe reality just hit them like a missed layup off the backboard. Either way, justice has been served, because the more you watch Angel play, the clearer it becomes she hasn't improved. In fact, she might have regressed. Angel Reese may be playing in the league, but who wants to see a goofy 6'6" woman miss layups? Not I. Her shooting still a struggle, calling it inconsistent would be generous. Her defense, it's giving stat padding energy, just enough effort to fill up the box score without making any real impact. And let's not even get started on her offense, because that's an entirely different case study. If her jumper had a personality, it would be shy, unreliable, and nowhere to be found when it matters most. Number 2 player in the entire league, not on the Olympic team, just pointing that out. And of course you did have some haters. Please, Clark is not better than Stewie Faye or Anissa. Clark is not better than Stuart the Glazing. Clark is not better than Anissa, blah blah blah. No matter what Caitlin Clark does, she's going to have some haters out there. Just they're losing their minds over all the people that have either been traded for and signed or signed for the Olymp. The Indiana Fever right now, and of course it looks like a powerhouse of a team. This is exactly why last year's ESPN ranking was so baffling. They really tried to convince us that Angel Reese was better than Caitlin Clark. Seriously, what were we watching? Caitlin was out there leading her team, rewriting WNBA history books, and casually pulling up from the logo like it was part of her warm-up routine. Meanwhile, Angel was grinding out the most painfully average double-doubles you've ever seen, numbers that looked decent on paper but meant nothing when you actually watch the games. Now, after months of excuses, overhyped debates, and keyboard warriors defending her every misstep, the truth is impossible to ignore. Angel's game, isn't it? And the more she plays, the more OB6 it becomes. Asia number 1, Caitlin number 2, Brianna number 3, and now we really have Brianna over Nafisa in terms of projections going into next year. Stop. Nafisa Kerr is definitely top 2 in this league. We're finally done with the nonsense, the great debate between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yeah, that never should have been a debate in the first place. The record is officially